So we're here with Brandy May.
Yes.
Welcome to AZ on the Iron.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's good to have you here.
I appreciate it.
We want to go over, just ask you a few questions.
Certainly.
Kind of get to know you a little bit better.
Okay, always.
Not that your fans already don't know everything about you.
They may not.
Yeah, well, these are for new ones.
Okay, well, that's even better.
Okay. The first question is, how tall are you?
I'm 5'1" and a half. I give myself the half.
What about, so is that without heels or with heels?
That is without.
Okay.
Which I prefer. I like showing off my thick muscles when I'm barefoot.
Perfect. Speaking of muscles, do you ever measure your biceps?
I do measure, but they fluctuate depending whether I'm on season or off season.
Do you remember what they were last
Well,
time?
right now I'm pretty off season, so they're smaller at maybe around 15. But my overall objective is to get them as big and sexy as possible.
Perfect. How about your chest? What size is your chest?
I haven't measured my chest in a while. 30. I don't know about my chest. I need to measure the chest. I stick with the money making muscles, which are like biceps and butt and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's go to the butt.
Okay. Cool.
Let's go. Have you ever measured your butt?
I have measured I've measured my hips. They were 36. I've gotten them up to about 38 before when I did my last show. So I'm interested to see when I get ready for my next competition how much more muscular and curvy I can make my butt be, and trying to get up to 40, as big as it can.
That would be awesome. What size of dress do you wear?
I wear anywhere from a size probably 5'6" to maybe a 10, depending, of course, the maker and brand. So I'm not a tiny woman, that's for sure.
And it's got to fit your hips.
Of course,
That
exactly.
40 inches.
Exactly.
Yeah. Perfect. What do you feel sexiest wearing? What kind of clothes?
That's a good question. I prefer either a nice dress or maybe a nice lingerie set, or maybe a nice pair of fitted tights that show off my curves.
Fitted tights are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something different. Because everybody else, they always think of the elegant wear and,
Well,
fitted
if you
tights.
get the right kind of brand of tights,
Yeah.
I think it's like the Brazilian ones. They hold your stuff. Oh, it looks beautiful.
Did you bring any today?
I did actually.
You did?
Yeah.
Then we're definitely at the show.
Oh, I know. I brought a good pair.
All right, well, that's coming soon to you guys, for sure. How many times a day do you eat?
I eat about 4 to 5 times, maybe even sometimes a little bit more. Maybe sometimes eat meal, snack. So I'm constantly putting something in my mouth usually. If I'm at, well, that too. But usually if I'm, on set, it's a little bit harder to eat that much. But you have to keep the muscle building.
Right. So, I lost my train of thought here. What is your diet consist of? Like, when you wake up in the morning, what do you eat first?
Actually, I really eat a lot of sushi and chicken and rice. So sometimes my first meal will be maybe some nice salmon sushi with avocado and rice and a grapefruit, or, sounds pretty plain and mundane, but it fills me up and helps me sustain my physique.
As we were talking earlier, you were talking about you eat according to your blood type.
Yeah.
So is it harder to gain muscle when you're eating towards your type?
That's a really, really good question. And the ironic thing about eating for your blood type is predominantly people with my particular type of blood type that's more vegetarian based, where we don't have a tendency of being very muscular people or being able to sustain muscle. But my genetics just allow me to gain muscle very easy. So the ironic thing is I don't have to shovel 6,000 calories in my body to gain muscle. So I can, stick with my fruit and veggies and chicken and still actually put on a lot of muscle when I train hard.
Well, that's smart. I think that's
Yeah.
I think that's something a lot of people should consider when they're before they start their dieting.
Oh, definitely.
Or, trying to grow.
Oh, yeah. You have to
look at
eat
that.
according to what your body, because your body it's like a machine. You have to feed it properly for it to give you whatever you're looking for to get out of it, I guess.
Yeah. What's your favorite exercise?
Anything that involves my butt or my hips, making it big and grow. I'm actually innovative in the gym because I'll come up with creative ideas to make hips bigger or make butt bigger. So anything involving that and just making an overall very pretty shape. But I love training legs and lower body.
So that kind of answers the next question, which is your favorite body part?
Oh, my butt, of course. Yes, I love, not just my butt, anybody's butts. I love butts. I pinch butts. I have to watch myself because I'll get in trouble pinching people's little perky butts. But
What's your sexual preference?
as far as,
Male or female? Or both? Or
it kind of depends on my mood. If I'm in a more like dominant mood, I like to dominate men, but dominating women is fun. But men too, just whatever I kind of feel like. But I'm very open. I like to try new things.
What's your favorite sexual position?
Ooh, I like doggy style when I'm like have my back arched and have my hair pulled and stuff. But I also like being on top too.
So it kind of goes back to that.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to whatever kind of mood I'm in. But I like it all. I just like sex. But doggy style is what I kind of prefer.
So when you're having sex, or say you're doing oral sex, do you spit or do you swallow?
I do both, depending on the situation. But either one, I don't really, probably swallow more than spit, actually.
Do you do anal? Have you ever done it?
I have done it before. It's not something I do on a regular basis as far as actual penis anal penetration. Of course, a lot of toys and fingers, but I just figure it's something that my fans can look forward to.
Do you have a large clit?
In my perception, it's not large, but of course, and of course, to bodybuilding standards, I don't think it's large. But to I think average people, it's pretty. It's like a sheepcock, I think.
Have you ever measured it?
I haven't. No, that's one thing I haven't done.
And we forgot the tape measure, so we'll have to do that next.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that. Yeah.
And that kind of leads to the next one. Have you ever used a clit pump?
You know what? I haven't. That's still something I have not done yet. And
Would you be interested in doing that?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's still on my list of things to try, yeah.
We're going to kick that off your bucket list today.
Oh, cool, yeah, definitely.
For sure. Do you prefer insertion or clitoris stimulation for an orgasm?
I like both at the same time.
So how do you do that when you're...
Well, some certain toys have both. You can put toys on a penis that stimulate both. I like both either. I actually... The more intense orgasm comes from internal, for me.
Makes sense.
But just to get a quick thing off, of course, the clitoris external is sufficient.
And do you have a special name for your vagina?
I just call it my meaty muscle pussy because I have big lips and a big clit, and it's a lot of meat in the taco, so I just kind of call it my meaty muscle pussy.
That's a first. I haven't heard that one yet, so
yeah.
That's good. That's good. Do you masturbate?
Yes.
And how many times? A day, a week?
Probably, my ideal would be 3 to 4 times a day, but sometimes I can only get in once to twice. Morning, lunch, and afternoon is when I'm the happiest. But, I just sometimes have to get it in where I can.
Would you consider yourself a dom or a sub?
Ooh, that's a good question because I have variations of my personality that are both. I have certain times where I like to be dominated very much, and then I have other times where I'm massively dominant. So I have a very wide range of personalities, but predominantly I'm more dominant.
And what's your favorite part on a man or a woman?
Butt. I love butts.
Back to the butts again.
Yeah, I love butts, and I love soft skin maybe. Somebody smells good. And women really smell good.
What turns you on during sex? What gets you over the edge, makes you...
I like my hair pulled. Sometimes maybe being kissed on the back of the neck if it's maybe something a little bit more romantic and intimate. But I like to be spanked too. Hair pulled. When I'm doing doggy style, sometimes I like my arms.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's always fun.
Does size matter?
Yes and no. Me personally, I don't like it. I don't like something that's too large because it's not enjoyable for me. But I've also been with smaller guys who did a great job. So I think it just all kind of depends on the girth, and there's so many variables to.
And sometimes it's mental.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, of course.
Most of the time.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have any sexual specialties? Like, do you squirt? Do you do multiple orgasms?
I would have to say that I can orgasm for a long time. My orgasms last for like up to 3-4 minutes sometimes, depending on the position, the circumstance, if it's a toy, if there's something else involved. So I think that's pretty cool, because I think at times I've been maybe masturbating and I don't even really finish my orgasm and I have to stop because maybe somebody's at the door. And so I've noticed that my orgasms, they can last for a long period of time.
When did you discover this?
That was actually just a couple years ago, which is pretty unusual. Yeah.
Interesting. Are you a dog or a cat person?
Dog.
What's your ass up? Do you have a dog?
I do. I have 2 little Yorkies.
What's their names?
Mr. Yo-Yo and Precious Honeybee.
Do they have nicknames to shorten those names?
Precious is my female and Yo-Yo is my male.
That's probably appropriate. What's your astrological sign?
Taurus.
So that's the bull?
Bull. Stubborn, yes. And loyal.
I think we had another bull recently.
Really? Yeah.
Like in the other room. Literally. Do you have any tattoos or piercings?
I do. I have my nipples pierced. And I have this ghetto tattoo, which I got when I was a kid. That's why it looks like a name tag. And then I have one on my side.
What's the one on your side mean?
It's supposed to be a Japanese symbol for solitude.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, Brandy, we appreciate you hanging out with us for a little bit.
Oh, certainly.
So I guess it's probably time for us to go make some sexy stuff.
Sure.
So you guys want to see it, you're going to have to check back in a little while.
Definitely.
All right. Thanks, Brandy.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.